When we talk about fallen angels, it's impossible not to immediately think of Lucifer, the most famous of them all. But what if I told you that he wasn't the only one? That there are other celestial beings, lesser known but just as impressive, who once walked alongside God in heaven and who, by their own choice, fell into darkness? Did you know that not all fallen angels have their names engraved in our memory, but their stories run as deep as humanity's greatest tragedies? These angels, who were once messengers of light, were cast into a dark fate after defying divine order. Today, we're going to delve into one of these little revealed mysteries, which involves a being of great power and mystery, Marchosias. Just imagine, an angel who once had the honor of serving God directly, who shone with heavenly light, but who for his rebellion was condemned to wander in the shadows as a spirit. Marchosias is not a name we hear every day, but his story is one of the most intriguing among the fallen angels. Who was he before his fall? What led him to stray from the divine path? What powerful forces dragged him into the abyss? And above all, does he regret his choice? Get ready to discover secrets never revealed before, as we unravel the story of Marchosias, an angel who lost everything and today wanders among the rebellious spirits. What led to his downfall? And is there any chance of redemption for him? Before his fall, Marchosias wasn't just another one of the heavenly angels. He was part of heaven's elite, a being created directly by God, full of light and purpose. Can you imagine the glory he possessed? His eyes shone with heavenly wisdom and his wings glistened with divine purity. Marchosias was not only beautiful, he was also powerful, known for his extraordinary strength, his keen intelligence, and above all, his loyalty. It was this combination that made him one of the most respected angels in heaven. Many believe that he held an important position in the legions of warrior angels, perhaps even under the command of the archangel Michael himself, the great leader of the heavenly hosts. Think about it, he was part of the heavenly army, fighting on behalf of God and divine justice. He played a fundamental role and his presence in heaven was admired by all. Just imagine what it would be like to serve alongside the greatest archangels, on a mission to protect and preserve the cosmic balance. His form was majestic, radiating light and power. But if Marchosias had it all strength, beauty, intelligence, and a sacred mission, what could have led such a great being to rebel? What happened in this angel's heart to make him abandon his glory and fall into darkness? The answer to this question hides deep mysteries about the heavenly kingdom and Marchosias himself. As glorious and powerful as Marchosias was, even he couldn't escape the temptation that took over heaven. Like many other angels, he was consumed by a feeling that shouldn't exist in a being of light: dissatisfaction. A dark desire for more power began to grow inside him, like a flame that could not be extinguished. But what could have led an angel, who lived surrounded by divine glory, to question the order he had sworn to protect? What happened in Marchosias' heart? Did he feel wronged, underestimated, or perhaps long for something beyond what heaven could offer? What we do know is that he made his choice, a choice that would change his destiny forever. When Lucifer, the most resplendent archangel, challenged God's authority, Marchosias decided to join him. The rebellion in heaven was an epic event, a battle of unimaginable proportions, where light and darkness clashed in a confrontation that reverberated throughout the cosmos. Marchosias, who had once been a faithful servant of the light, now found himself on the opposite side, fighting against those he had once sided with. His loyalty to the Creator was broken, and as a consequence of his betrayal, he and the other rebels were cast out of heaven, into the abyss. What had once been light now became darkness. He who had the beauty and power of heaven was condemned to wander as a fallen spirit, far from the glory he had once known. But deep down in his core, does he regret it? Does Marchosias still dream of what he has lost? The fall of Marchosias was not only a physical expulsion from heaven, but also a profound and terrifying transformation. Imagine what it must have been like to lose the divine light, the heavenly beauty, and be consumed by darkness. He who once radiated purity and strength, now found himself corrupted, his being distorted by rebellion. The angel who once fought for justice was now transformed into a terrifying creature, a demon condemned to wander among the shadows. In ancient grimoires, Marchosias is described with an appearance that reflects his new nature, half wolf, half dragon, with griffin wings. What was once majesty now became a vision of destruction and terror. Can you imagine what it must have been like for him to look at himself and no longer recognize the being of light he once was? His wings, which once lifted him into the sky, now plunged him into the depths of darkness. This demonic form was not just an outward change, but a manifestation of the corruption that now dominated his soul. Like many of the fallen angels, Marchosias began to seek power in destructive ways. He became one of the 72 demons described in the Ars Goetia, and according to the legends, commands 30 legions of demons, spirits who obey his orders and spread chaos. His strength is feared, and he is known for his ability to destroy and dominate. But behind this mask of ferocity, is there any trace left of the angel who once served the light? Even after his fall, there is something about Marchosias that makes him unique, that separates him from the other demons and rebel spirits. Although he has become a being of darkness, a powerful demon who commands legions, there is a spark of something amazing inside him: hope. Imagine that. Marchosias, in all his fury and destructive power, once said something intriguing and profoundly unexpected. He said that after 1,200 years, he would return to heaven, seeking God's forgiveness and the chance to regain his angelic form. This statement is not just a vague promise. It reveals a striking duality in his nature. However much he may have rebelled, however much he may have been corrupted by darkness, it seems that somewhere inside him there is still a desire for redemption. Can you imagine what goes on in the mind of a being like Marchosias? A spirit that lives between destruction and hope, between hatred and repentance? But this brings us to a question that cannot be ignored. Can Marchosias really be redeemed? Can a fallen angel, after centuries of darkness and destruction, return to heaven and be forgiven? Or is his fate sealed forever, and is this hope just an unattainable wish? The answer to this question touches on the deepest mysteries of divine mercy. Could it be that even the darkest of fallen angels can still find their way back to the light? After his fall from heaven, Marchosias didn't disappear completely from our world. On the contrary, his influence on the human plane continues to be powerful, especially among those who seek occult powers and practice ceremonial magic. In secret rituals, the name of Marchosias is invoked by those who wish to acquire strength in battle, superhuman abilities in fighting and strategic wisdom to defeat their enemies. He is seen as a source of immense power, a spirit who can grant victory to those who have the courage to call upon him. But does this power come at no cost? Marchosias is a rebellious being, a fallen angel who once defied divine order. Summoning him in search of his gifts can be a risky bet, as negotiating with such an ancient and powerful spirit is never simple. Are those who dare to call his name through invocation circles really prepared to deal with the consequences? Marchosias' influence, although tempting, carries a chaotic and dangerous energy, capable of turning the fate of those who invoke him in unpredictable ways. Does the ambition to gain power outweigh the fear of repercussions? Those who summon Marchosias risk facing forces beyond their control, opening the door to a world where the former fallen angel can exercise his own will. The price to pay for this kind of power is uncertain. But one thing is certain: dealing with Marchosias is not for the faint-hearted. He could be the key to victory or ruin. And so we come to the end of our journey through the shadows and mysteries that surround Marchosias. A being who once walked among the stars, under heavenly light, but who now wanders among the darkness, carrying the mark of rebellion. His story, like that of so many other fallen angels, is a constant reminder of the fine line between light and darkness, between power and ruin. But as we look deeper, it becomes clear that Marchosias is not just another dark spirit. He carries with him a fascinating duality, an internal battle that arouses our curiosity and makes us wonder: is it possible that even after his fall, he still has hope of redemption? Does such a powerful spirit, with such a complex history, still dream of returning to heaven, of being forgiven by God? Could it be that, at some point in the future, we will see Marchosias, no longer as a dark creature, but as the angel he once was? This possibility of redemption, this spark of hope that still burns in his being, is what binds us to this story. Because deep down, perhaps Marchosias' journey is not so far removed from our own struggle between light and darkness, between error and the desire for redemption. Who of us, at some point in our lives, hasn't faced our own internal battles, our own temptations and falls? Who of us, even in the midst of mistakes, has not carried the hope of a fresh start, of a second chance? And Marchosias, as much as he is now a demon, seems to carry that same desire. The question remains: will he have the chance to rewrite his story? Or has his rebellion eternally condemned him to the shadows? And if redemption is a possibility for such an ancient and powerful being, what does this teach us about forgiveness and the fate of the fallen angels themselves? Is there a limit to divine mercy, or is there hope for everyone, even the most rebellious and far from the light? But Marchosias is not just a figure of mystery and repentance. His influence on the human world continues to this day, and this brings us to another intriguing question. Why do so many people, even knowing the risks, seek the power of this ancient fallen angel? Is the human ambition for power and control so irresistible that practitioners of magic and the occult are willing to risk everything? Or perhaps, in the darkness, they see in Marchosias a chance to achieve something that the ordinary world cannot offer? And if so, how prepared are these summoners to deal with such an unpredictable and dangerous being? Imagine yourself in their shoes. You in a summoning circle, surrounded by ancient symbols and burning candles. The tension in the air is palpable, the atmosphere heavy. And then the name of Marchosias is whispered, breaking the silence. You are about to deal with a force that transcends human understanding, an entity that saw the creation of the world, that fought in the celestial wars, that fell from the heights and embraced the darkness. Would you have the courage to invoke it? Would you have the strength to control the power it offers? Or perhaps, like many before you, would you lose yourself on the same dark path? Marchosias, with all his mystery, power and complexity, teaches us that the world of fallen angels is much wider and deeper than we imagine. He is a figure who represents both the fall and the possibility of ascension, both destruction and the desire for healing. And that's what fascinates us. Because deep down, his story is a mirror of our own struggles. Will he one day find his way back into the light? Or is he destined to remain in the shadows, a rebellious spirit forever? As we look at Marchosias, we can reflect on our own journey. He makes us think about the limits of forgiveness, the power of redemption, and the consequences of the choices we make. Perhaps this is the greatest lesson his story leaves us with: the power of our decisions, the constant battle between following the path of light or getting lost in the darkness. Marchosias' fate is still being written. But what about ours? Are we ready to make the right choices in our own lives? And finally, the big question arises: what is really hidden in the hearts of those who have fallen? Could it be that even those furthest from the light still hold a spark of hope? Marchosias makes us question the very concept of destiny. What does the future hold for him, and for all of us? If you, like me, also feel that there is still much more to discover about this ancient fallen angel and his mysterious connections with the divine and the human, be sure to follow the channel. After all, the answers to these questions may be much closer than we think. And together, we'll continue to explore the secrets of fallen angels, celestial battles, and the mysteries that connect heaven and earth. And so we come to the end of another incredible journey. The story of Marchosias, his fall, his secrets, and his quest for redemption are just a small part of the vast universe of fallen angels. And if you, like me, are fascinated by these mysteries, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the notifications bell. That way, you won't miss any of our upcoming videos, full of revelations and intriguing stories. If you like this content, leave a like and share your thoughts in the comments. I want to know your opinion. Do you think Marchosias can be redeemed, or is he doomed forever? Your participation is very important and makes all the difference. Now, if you want to continue immersing yourself in this fascinating world, don't leave just yet. Click on the videos that are appearing up here on the screen and follow along with us in this exploration of celestial mysteries and occult forces. Thank you very much for watching to the end. Your presence here is what motivates us to continue bringing you engaging content full of curiosities. See you in the next video, and remember, the universe of angels and demons has many secrets, and we're going to unravel them together.